I'm here with Paxson Wojcik, a recent commit to UNC basketball, former Brown basketball player. I appreciate the time. I kind of want to get right to it. You were one of the most highly coveted, guys in the portal. I know you made several visits. What what made UNC right for you? Why do you feel like that was the best place for this kind of final chapter of your collegiate basketball career?
Yeah, I think UNC's always been a dream school of mine. Just growing up and seeing Carolina blue and all the rich basketball tradition they have there is really something that I kind of wanted to be a part of when I was afforded the opportunity. But also just getting down there to campus on an official visit and meeting with their players and their coaching staff. I really felt, like they had a really nice kind of culture down there and kind of, the Carolina family they talk about. So that was something that, was a warm welcome for me. It made me feel good about being down there. And then it's also obviously a great school and, be able to get a master's as well and be a part of an amazing basketball program. So it's the best of both worlds for me. And, I was really excited about it and, knew I couldn't pass it up.
Absolutely. And you had mentioned, something kind of a dream school, when you were younger, I know when you had kind of posted you were committing, you had a photo of you as a younger kid kind of lying on the floor. Just explain to those who don't know, your connection previously to UNC, with your father.
Yeah. So, it's like a full circle moment for me. My father was an assistant coach there in the early 2000s, right after I was born. And I used to run around, the Dean Dome and Chapel Hill as a really small kid, and just to kind of sit here, 20 years later, and just seeing the journey that life and basketball has taken me on. It's really cool to be able to spend my last year in college back down there, kind of where it started, a little bit. I'm just kind of proud of, my journey and, really lucky and fortunate that, I was introduced to, Carolina and, introduced to the basketball world in general, just, through my dad and through my parents. But it's definitely really funny, seeing pictures of myself as a little kid and, now it's like you're going to play there. So, really special for sure.
Yeah. And, you mentioned your journey, starting off Loyola Chicago. Most recently, obviously, I had the privilege, and that's where, we connected and met, you playing at Brown, 2 great years at Brown. I personally feel like the Ivy League is underappreciated in terms of not just its talent, but the competition. Obviously, there's some things stacked against from a basketball standpoint against the Ivy, but just explain to me, how Brown, how Coach Martin, the staff, but also just the Ivy League prepared you, for this moment.
Yeah. So with the coaching staff here, Coach Martin, Coach Sorrentine, they've done a great job the past 2 years of just developing me as a player, and bringing out kind of an extra level to my game. I think really, they instilled a lot of confidence and belief in me, and I think that helped myself out. And they saw some things in me that maybe I didn't see, and they worked with me every day, and really worked on my skills, my confidence, my leadership, all sorts of things. So I owe a lot to them. And then also, Coach Martin does a great job. We've played really tough non-conference schedules the past 2 years. I think we've played, over, 9, 10 high major opponents. Played at North Carolina last year and, gave them a great game. But so that, prepares not only me, but the rest of our team to, play at that level and, compete against guys at that level. And then the Ivy League in general, like you said, is just an underappreciated basketball league. The past 2 years, there's been, 4 or 5 guys each year, grad transfer to high major programs. There'll be 4 or 5 this year. Obviously, Princeton just made the Sweet 16. I think it was like the 12th rated conference in Ken Palm ahead of the A10. Like it just doesn't get talked about as much as it should. But there's great coaches, great players in this league, and every night we compete and all the games are close. So what more can you ask for?
No, absolutely. And I know, we've talked about this, I think previously, and, I think even Brown, obviously it's a huge void that they're gonna have to fill with you leaving, but obviously a bright future for them, especially
Yep.
next year. And for you, kind of next chapter, when is your plan kind of to head down to North Carolina? We were joking, you got to finish school. Brown does care about academics, so that's your first step. But just kind of your process, your steps moving forward.
Yeah, so I'll take care of, finals coming up here, and graduation's, late May. So I'll be in Providence until then. And then I'm planning on headed down to Chapel Hill, and moving out of my apartment here in Providence and moving in Chapel Hill probably sometime early June. And I'll start summer school, summer lifting, summer workouts, and then get down there to work some of their youth camps and team camps or whatever they got going on. But just having 1 year, I think it's important for me to kind of get down there as soon as possible, just to get with the guys and you know, start getting coached by, my new coaches, and just get in the system and in the program. And obviously a program like, at that level, they have everything you need to succeed, and more. So I'm really excited about getting down there, quickly after graduation, and getting to work.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Paxton, I appreciate the time as always. Look forward to kind of watching this next chapter. And good luck with the with finals and graduation. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.